Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to be here with Sara Scraps to celebrate her 5th anniversary on YouTube. And if you've never been to my feed before, thanks so much for stopping by. Just as a quick side note, I did have some issues with my lens focusing on this video. It's not as sharp and clear as my typical YouTube process video, so I do apologize for that. I wanted to still remain in this hop, so I hope you'll enjoy what I'm sharing with you, even if it's not the clearest in the world. Today I'm going to be creating a traveler's notebook layout. This is the format that I'm using this year to document my kiddos' memories. And I have two 3-inch by 3-inch photos. But I want to show you today how I'm using this sketch, which is a typical 12 by 12 layout sketch, to create this traveler's notebook spread. Now, a traveler's notebook is sized at 4 by 8. So I have an open spread here. Both of these smooth white cardstock pieces are 4 inches by 8 inches, and I'm going to lay them out right next to each other. So that makes an 8-inch by 8-inch square, you guys. So I have a square sitting here, and of course it's going to be separated in my traveler's notebook, but I'm designing it as though it is right next to each other with these two photos. Now, there are three main elements on this page. So I have, a spot for 3 photos. But the thing I really like about this sketch is that it has a very horizontal feel to it. Now I'm grabbing my Elle Studio January 2021 kit and add-ons. The thing I love about working with Elle Studio products is that they coordinate the entire month across their kit and their add-ons, and it makes it really easy to create a quick and easy layout. The tag that I love the most says "This is love," and it's a 4 by 6-inch tag from the kit. And I'm going to put that at the top, like above my photos. I also pulled out this red journaling tag here with the heart on top and a blue and navy blue heart. That's a 3 by 4 here. Now I only have 2 photos instead of 3 like in my sketch, but I'm using this blue tag as the third element that's going to go across the pages, and that's going to act as my third element on the page. I also love that this sketch has the hello words at the top. I'm using "This is love" at the top to replace one of those hellos. I'm going to use something above the right photo, and I'm going to place a horizontal line along the bottom of my photo, similar to that banner that's behind. Now I have the acrylic hearts this month, and I really love these because they are see-through. They add a different kind of texture to your page, and they're just fun to use. The thing I love most about working with a sketch is that you can interpret it in any way you want. There are no rules. And so because there's that horizontal line behind the photos, I'm just taking that idea of having something as a base, a horizontal base, and here I'm using the the acetate hearts instead. Now, my daughter's sweater in that first photo really set off me wanting to use the red. And then we took these photos when we were doing my son's 5-month photo shoot, and he has navy blue on his little onesie. And so I'm taking my color scheme exactly from my photos and making it work. I'm going to use a lighter that pink color like that's under "This is love." I'm going to use some red accents and some navy blue accents, and I think it's going to turn out really nicely. Now, the thing I also love about the acetate hearts is that there are big hearts and little hearts. There are hearts with circles, so you can get a wide variety of different kind of hearts on your page to make it really stand out. Okay, so I also want to incorporate some pattern paper. So I'm taking the brand new XO paper stack, and I want to create a band on that right side, so a column of pattern. Now this isn't on the sketch, but remember, we can interpret the sketch any way we want to, right? And so I like the idea of having those bright colors on the right to kind of ground that layout, have a resting place for the photo on the right. Also, the This is Love journaling tag up there, I'm going to cut that in a banner shape similar to that banner shape that is on the sketch. And I like the idea that it is going to be pointing towards that pattern paper. Now, right there, I took a picture of my layout. When I have all of my large elements in place, I take a picture with my iPhone because if I don't, I will completely forget where I've placed everything and I go to adhere everything down and then I think, oh, did I have this here or 1 inch further over? And so when I have that photo, I just put it right next to me when I'm adhering everything down to just make sure that I have it exactly the way that I want it. I find that is a really good tip if you're a bit scatterbrained like me, or you have to go and cook dinner while you're creating a layout or do a million other things, as we moms normally do. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is mark the center point of this tag and cut a banner shape at the bottom. So I just marked the center point and I'm cutting from corner to center, corner to center. So that's going to be my big banner up there. I'm also going to cut this white bit off of the bottom of that journaling tag. I'm already really loving how this is coming out. I love that bright color on the right side. I am marking here how much room I have for my journaling. I always print my journaling, so I scanned that This Is Love tag in. I opened that scanned file in Photoshop. I added my journaling, and then I print it, adhere the tag to my piece of paper right over my printed journaling and then run it straight back through my printer. It's a really easy technique and it's just how I do most things. I could have also printed my journaling at the bottom of my pages as well. Okay, so this is going to span 2 different pages, so I'm adhering it and then cutting it just to make sure that these are exactly in the right place on both sides of my spread. And then I need to put my little blue tag down here. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to put that at an angle or make it nice and straight. And to me, I think I really want that straight. I'm using scrapbook.com adhesive tape here that I really love. It's the 1/4 inch. I will link up to it in the video notes, as well as all of the Elle Studio supplies that I'm using today, but I really, really love that adhesive. Okay. So lots of layering happening in my traveler's notebooks at all times, but you'll notice that I am not using a ton of dimensional adhesive just because I want to be able to fit as much as possible in that traveler's notebook for the year. My plan is to have a different traveler's notebook for them each year, and a good way to go about that is to not use too much dimension. Occasionally I will add a photo with dimensional adhesive, but for now I'm just keeping this nice and flat. It still makes it interesting because you have different textures going on here. So now to the acetate hearts, I'm using some Zots to adhere these down. I really love the different sizes and shapes of these hearts. It makes it look so playful and fun. Also love all of the lines going on here. I have that This Is Love banner pointing to the right. I have, the horizontal band of color going through my photos, and then I have this shelf of colorful hearts right underneath of my photos. So really loving that. And some of these acetate hearts are going to be sitting on top of my photos as well. Now, another thing that I really love about this sketch is that stitched frame around the outside. And I have the Hugs and Kisses stamp from Elle Studio that has this journaling spot. So this is a dashed line journaling spot with 3 hearts at the end. But you don't have to use it as a journaling spot. We're going to use it as a border today. I have my sapphire ink from Close to My Heart, which is my favorite navy blue. I'm using a gum eraser on my stamp just to make sure that it gives me a nice crisp image when I stamp. And another tip that I have, if you have a horizontal stamp that you want to make sure that it is nice and straight, make sure you have an acrylic block that has guidelines on it, because that's going to help you to make sure that stamp is nice and straight. Now I'm doing some selective inking here. I'm only going to ink on the dashed lines now, and I'm only going to ink as many as I want to fit to the edge of that left side of the paper. So I cleaned off my stamp, making sure that I didn't ink up my hearts again, and just stamped as many dashed lines as I needed to get to the edge of the paper. I'm just going to do one more here. Okay. You can also see at the top, I was just so slightly off, maybe by a 1/16 of an inch. And that just goes to show you that someone who stamps all the time, I don't always get it perfect, you guys. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that. Remember that mistakes are always an opportunity for embellishment. So if you do something wrong, it's always fixable. Always, always. So I'm going to clean my dashed lines here again. I'm going to check here to see how many lines I want to do and kind of hold that place with my finger before I stamp. I love selective stamping. It is such an easy technique when you have multiple kind of images on the same stamp and you don't want all of them to show up. For something like this, it's easy to do just by, only stamping as many of the lines as you need. But for other things, you can use washi tape to mask off your stamp before you ink it up. Okay, so I have my frame there. I put my hearts at the bottom right, and now I am wanting to cover up that little area at the top where I, kind of messed up my stamping. I'm pulling out some die cuts from the Elle Studio January kit and add-ons. And these die cuts always come with the tags in the kit, and they always coordinate so perfectly. I have the chipboard label stickers here. I'm also pulling out some other stickers that I have from this month's kit, some wood veneers. I really like this circular sticker here, and in my sketch I have a couple of circular elements, so I'm just trying to see how I can incorporate those on the page. I'm going to stick that right there. I love these chipboard sayings on the Love You chipboard stickers, and that one says "You are the best." And I have that journaling tag right at the top above my photo that I really like that place there. I'm just going to have to pull up my adhesive a little bit to get it under there. And I've decided that I want to pull up that circular sticker, and I did that very carefully without hurting my photo there. Just putting that label, tucking it underneath my photo. And I have this So Adorable sticker, and that's going to fit just perfectly inside this label. And it's kind of the perfect sticker for the photo that it's attached to as well. I've decided not to use the circular die cut at the top, and instead I'm just adding a puffy heart sticker. These puffy hearts are really amazing, and they're so popular this month. They are in a rainbow of colors, and they just add a different kind of texture to my page. So I'm putting a few along my heart band there. I'm also moving that heart sticker to the corner of my photo. I really love this page. I love that it came together so quickly using a sketch. And if you look at the sketch, you wouldn't really tell that they were the same, but it just helped me to get my main elements on the page. And I really love the way that it turned out. I hope you guys love how I used the Elle Studio January 2021 kit and add-ons to create this spread about my daughter and my son. And I started with a sketch, you guys, and it was a layout sketch, but I used it here to create this traveler's notebook spread. And I just took the ideas from that sketch to start me off with this design that I really ended up loving. Hope you guys got some ideas. Congratulations to Sara on her 5-year YouTube anniversary. And if you don't already follow this feed, please be sure to hit subscribe so you'll see more process videos in the future. Thanks so much for watching and happy creating.